The word creepy is defined as causing an unpleasant feeling of fear or unease. This video is a collection of 6 top 5 creepy Dex entries for each region. And the reason why these 30 fit as creepy is because it embodies the definition. Imagine facing one of these Pokemon in a similar situation to what their Dex entries describe. Would there be chills travelling down your spine, blood-curdling fear in some cases? Anyways, let's see what's in for you in this video. In Pokemon Sapphire, Golbat's Poke-Dex entry states that it bites down on prey with its forefangs and drinks the victim's blood. It becomes active on inky, dark, moonless nights, flying around to attack people and Pokemon. Parasite's Ruby and Sapphire entry states that it is known to infest large trees en masse and drain nutrients from the lower trunk and roots. When an infested tree dies, they move on to another tree all at once. Tentacles Pokemon Sapphire entry states that it has tentacles that can freely be elongated and shortened at will. It ensnares prey with its tentacles and weakens a prey by dosing it with a harsh toxin. It can catch up to 80 prey at the same time. Gengar's Aura's entry states that sometimes on a dark night, your shadow thrown by a street light will suddenly and startlingly overtake you. It is actually a Gengar running past you, pretending to be your shadow. Hypno's Pokemon Fire Red entry states that it carries a pendulum-like device. There was once an incident in which it took away a child it hypnotized. Mischievous Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald Dex entry states that it frightens people with a creepy, sobbing cry. The Pokemon apparently uses its red spears to absorb the fearful feelings of foes and turn them into nutrition. Girafaru's Pokemon Silver entry states that its tail, which also contains a small brain, may bite on its own if it notices an alluring smell. Slugma's Pokemon Gold entry states it never sleeps. It has to keep moving because if it stopped, its magma body will cool and harden. Houndoom's Pokemon Diamond and Pearl entry states that long ago, people imagined its eerie howls to be the call of the Grim Reaper. Dantler's Pokemon Gold entry states that the curved antlers subtly change the flow of air to create a strange space where reality is distorted. Shedinja's Pokemon Ruby Dex entry states that its hard body doesn't move, not even a twitch. In fact, its body appears to be merely a hollow shell. It is believed that this Pokemon will steal the spirit of anyone peering into its hollow body from its back. Mawil's Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green Dex entry states that it uses its docile looking face to lull foes into complacency, then it bites with its huge, relentless jaws. Cactune's Pokemon Sapphire entry states that if a traveler is going through the desert in the thick of night, Cactune will follow in a ragtag group. The Pokemon are bidding their time, waiting for the traveler to tire and become incapable of moving. Planet's Pokemon Ruby Dex entry states that it generates energy for laying strong curses by sticking pins into its own body. This Pokemon was originally a pitiful plush doll that was thrown away. Dusclops Pokemon Ruby Dex entry states that its body is completely hollow. There is nothing at all inside. It is stated that its body is like a black hole. This Pokemon will absorb anything into its body, but nothing will ever come back out. Roserade's Pokemon Diamond entry states that it attracts prey with a sweet aroma, then it downs it with thorny whips hidden within its arms. Drifloon's Pokemon Y and Alpha Sapphire entries state that this Pokemon is called the signpost for a wandering spirit. Children holding them sometimes vanish. Miss Magius's Pokemon Diamond entry states that its cry sounds like incantations. Those hearing it are tormented by headaches and hallucinations. Spiritoon's Pokemon Platinum Dex entry states that its constant mischiefs and misdeeds resulted in it being bound to an odd keystone by a mysterious spell. Dusknoir's Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Dex entries both state that its antenna on its head captures radio waves from the world of spirits that command it to take people there. Yamask's Pokemon Black entry states that each of them carry a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry. Jellicent's Pokemon Black entry states that the fate of the ships and crew that wander into Jellicent's habitat, all sunken, all lost, all vanished. Electros's Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 entries both state that it latches onto prey with its sucker mouth, sinking in its fangs and shocking the prey with powerful electricity. Bahion's Pokemon Black entry states that it can manipulate an opponent's memory. Apparently it communicates by flashing its 3 different colored fingers. Lampent's Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 entries both states that the spirit it absorbs fuel is baleful fire. It hangs around hospitals, waiting for people to pass on. Honeage's Pokemon X and Omega Ruby entries both state that apparently this Pokemon is born when a departed spirit inhabits a sword. It attaches itself to people and drinks their life force. Malamar's Pokemon Y and Alpha Sapphire entries both state that it lures prey close with hypnotic motions, then wraps its tentacles around it before finishing it off with digestive fluid. Fangtump's Pokemon Y and Alpha Sapphire entries both state that according to old tales, these Pokemon are stunts, possessed by by the spirits of children who died while lost in the forest. Pumpkinberry's Pokemon X and Omega Ruby entries both state that the pumpkin body is inhabited by a spirit trapped in this world. As the sun sets, it becomes restless and active. Gorgeist's Pokemon X and Omega Ruby entries both state that singing in eerie voices they wander town streets on the night of the new moon. Anyone who hears this song is cursed. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below, comment on what you think about the contents of the video, and slap that subscribe button for more